Hey guys, welcome to Danganronpa. This is going to be case number 2. We're about to go into the class trial. So we've just done our investigation into Chihiro's death. We're about to go into the class trial, so let's go. Hey everybody. Suspect! Am I blind? Are we missing someone?
Yo.
Toko's not here. You really don't remember. Kidding, I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
I'll go ahead and drag her here, kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please. Okay. And just like that, a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toko behind him. Didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Everyone's here, right? Okay then. Let's get this. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
I think he knows. Boom. Somebody had the choice to kill a girl like that. It's you, Mondo.
Hey, come on.
It's you, Toko. No, I think she's being framed. Potentially. I don't know. I've got a lot of theories. Let's review some of the evidence. In fact, we get to review the evidence when we go in the thing. Did Best Girl find anything interesting?
Shall we go?
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
It's true.
The last deep breath. We went in. Okay. Who is going to die this time? Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with.
Well, grills, chip.
Okay, and so the curtain opened again, and a deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. Yes, I would like to save. Yes. Okay. So, set skills. I don't think we have any skills, right? Because I don't talk to anybody in the daytime. That's okay. Right, let's review some of the evidence we've got. So we know that she was found dead, strung up 2 a.m. in the girls' locker room, although I don't believe the murder took place in the girls' locker room. I'll get to that, why I think that in a bit. The cause of the death was with the blunt object. She was killed instantly. So we knew that. We know she wanted to get stronger, but she declined all her invitations by the girls, basically. She may have been meeting someone in the locker room the night she was murdered. So we think she said she couldn't train alone, and she would need somebody to be there with her. So that leads me to believe it was a dude that she trained with, because she didn't talk to any of the girls. And that's part of Aoi's account. She has constantly kept her distance from other girls at the school, even from the beginning. Meanwhile, it had been noticed that she had got along remarkably well with her male classmates, right? So we knew she was she's probably met a male person to train with. I think that person is likely to have been the one who killed her, which makes me believe the murderer is a male. The dumbbell found in the floor of the girls' locker room had a significant amount of blood on it. Seems to suggest that's the murder weapon. Chihiro had told anyone willing to listen that she wanted to get stronger. Some assumed that due to her inferiority complex about being weak, she admired strength more than anything else. This is true. She had said that multiple times. To unlock a locker room, you needed to swipe your e-handbook over the card reader. You need a male student's handbook for the boys' locker room and a female student's for the girls. It's not possible for two people to enter at the same time. Okay, now hear me out on this one. So, we found out, it came through with Bayaka's investigation, that you can take one of the dead people's cards and use that to go through. Now, the only male who's died so far is Leon, and his card reader was there, but it was like turned off. It like didn't work for whatever reason. We weren't sure why, and we still don't know. But it follows that she took maybe his, so she could go and train with this dude, or a guy stole it for her. Additionally, lending someone your handbook is a violation. Yeah. So this is what I was talking about, the main hall handbooks. The handbooks of each student that had died was placed there. So Leon's was there, so she could have taken it to train in the male's room for whatever reason she wanted to. One of the books found in the main hall had been broken, apparently. Junko's and Sayaka's handbooks both seem to work, but it's assumed that Leon's is broken. So it's suspicious to me that that all leads to the fact that she probably used it to get into the Monokuma claim that it's very unlikely Leon's would have broken. That leads me to believe that she went there. Suspected genocide Jack victims included a bunch of people. They were killed at the same way and mounted to a nearby wall. The words bloodlust was found at the scene. Profiling indicates the killer is likely a student. I think this is a ruse. I don't believe it's actually genocide Jack. I think it's made to look like him. But again, it's hard to say. The carpet in the boys' locker room was found with a black stain on it. Now, that's important. So there's a few things that make me think that the scene of the murder took place in the boys' room. Obviously, we've talked about the e-handbook, but also the carpet stain in the boys' locker room. The Street Fighter lady, she claims, I don't know where she talked about it. She basically said that she had tea in the girls' locker room. She spilt it. Then she was like, "Why is it gone missing?" I thought it was she just assumed it had been cleaned up. But in the boys' locker room, the carpet is now like that, which is strange. The posters didn't match the rooms, so there was like a boy band or something in the boys' room, and then there was like this sort of breasty girl in the girls' one. We think the posters have been swapped. Also, there's fresh blood on the girl, so we think maybe if the murder took place in the boys' room, they were like, if they really wanted to swap, they'd have to. If the blood did actually get on the poster, they'd have to have swapped it along with the carpet. What else have we talked about? Chikira's handbook has not been found. That's still missing. Yeah. That's it. Here we go. Sakura mentioned that she was responsible for a coffee stain on the girls' floor. However, the stain has since been inexplicably scrubbed away, which is not true. It's just the carpets have been swapped. We know that what she's tied to the wall, what she's tied to this frame with, is the extension cord that was in the library archive. He was known to use the lamp often. However, the extension cord has gone missing at some point, and the lamp's cord couldn't quite reach. So we know you needed an extension cord to use that lamp, basically. On the night of the murder, Chihiro spotted leaving the warehouse. It seemed that she was stuffing some blue exercise clothes into a duffel bag. Presumably, she was on her way to exercise, but the clothes were not found on the crime scene. Celeste has not told anyone other than Makoto about this encounter. Interesting. So that's all the evidence. So top suspects, I guess. I think the snake guy, I think he is a top suspect, only because he said he would train, he'd look after her or something like that, and she trusted him, and he's obviously strong, so I assume he's a suspect in that for those reasons. I think the killer is a male, because I believe it happened in the male's locker room. I'm not sure yet. Obviously, Toko's being really weird. and I had a theory about how Toko might have been manipulated by Eka to do some crazy shit, but I'm not really sure on that one. But we'll see what we find out in the class trial. There's my thoughts and feelings. Let's crack on. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
First, we have to make it clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a dumbbell. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the locker room dumbbell.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
Ah! Whoops! I shot my load too early, team.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
Maybe I should calm down a little
According
bit.
to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No, you dickhead. Okay. Need to take my time.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime?
Fucking obviously.
It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell.
Thanks, best girl.
As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yes! That's so...
What is she? What is her ultimate ability?
If you don't mind, I will
Assassin
proceed from
still,
here.
maybe?
Let's move on to discussion of the culprit.
Okay.
Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Not sure about it, mate. Not sure about it. New element has been added to non-stop debates. Oh, shit. Would you like to hear more? Yes, please. Lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Huh. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. But there's a way to keep these white noise from getting in your way. Press the right mouse button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot down an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all, in which case you can forget about the silencer. Oh, well, we're on mean, so okay. Don't shoot the words, shoot the white noise. Genocide Jack, case file.
The culprit is Genocide Jack, I'm sure. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Ooh,
Why?
shoot.
What makes it impossible?
Well,
That's cool.
I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
Well, there's a little bit of proof, but still, I don't believe it myself.
Might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library.
Well, technically Bioka found
I
it,
guess
but
it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What?
That's kinda weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth, so let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be 2 defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
The killer is the victim is suspended.
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it?
They read the file too?
There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Here comes the
Is
split
Toko
personalities.
Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
He's gonna pull out the whole split personality thing. Okay. Hangman's Gambit. What is this? Is there like a... Can I see the question again? Okay, let me think. I want to say that it's like dissociative personality disorder. But that does not fit that at all. Is there a way of seeing like what the question is I'm trying to answer is? I'm looking for a T, I think. I mean, it's not it's not giving me one, is it? Maybe I'm not right. Oh man, I do not know what I'm trying to spell here. I'm amazed I got it so far just by like guessing the letters. feeling pretty stupid right now. I mean, really?
Now I understand.
I mean, really?
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Is that schizo? Is that really like something like?
read
I mean,
that
really?
somewhere in the file too. They thought that the
Christ,
suspect
that was
might
difficult.
Have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity.
Yeah, why wasn't that the fucking answer?
Oh, okay.
Rather than fucking schizo, which is just some sort of slang word for it, right? Right?
Perfectly acceptable.
Ugh.
Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
Could have a split personality. It's to do with her behavior.
I got it.
She did look weird
You're
when
talking
she.
about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
The tongue out. Must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world has a front and a back, a top ending and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies. It's true.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
Yeah.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting
Well, this
out.
is great, but I think the killer's a male.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Because I set her up.
Just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
Yeah, I think she thinks he might have killed her, killed someone, but I don't think she did. Like I said, I'm like 90% sure a dude killed her.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person you don't mean.
Toko's body suddenly lunged forwards. But in this next second.
Hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
What the heck?
So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
What the fuck?
What happened to you?
Not Toko. That's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
Yep. I mean...
So intense.
Yeah.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
Interesting. It's funny that's true, but yeah, I mean, it's also not her that killed him.
Miss Jack.
Killed her, sorry.
Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid! And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people.
Okay.
It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death.
I'm not cool. I'm not buying it, mate.
There's
I don't think
clearly a
so.
motive, so there should be no doubt.
There's quite a lot of doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such
But the evidence.
bizarre
But the evidence.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
The evidence, though.
I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
You haven't got to believe the words. You just got to believe the evidence. Get some more details about all of this. Make your argument. Status of the dead body. Disappearing stain.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
I feel like something doesn't match up. I guess the status of the dead body?
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
No, it's wrong.
Wait! Objection!
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that.
No knives and stabbing
There's a
weapons.
slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Victim's fatal injury.
I got it! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way.
The
According
scissors.
to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, the bloody message is the tortellini.
Is this the whole, the victims are always male?
The arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
Ah, okay. So the second is related to how it's suspended. How the body was posed. What was used as suspender? Was that like grim cable? But I don't know how the... Bucket. Bucket!
Do you remember what
We
the
know it was
killer
weird.
used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
Well, it was an extension cord.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them.
Oh, scissors.
Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
Brutal.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the
Oh, maybe I did notice. Maybe I was right about that.
case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern.
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Let's see. There's a pattern surrounding the genocide activisms. Chihiro didn't fit. She's not a dude. Because Chihiro was a girl.
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Yeah, we're all bros.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I killed with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that? Da-da-da-da!
Whoa.
She's fully equipped! That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you!
Huh. Okay.
Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot! So rope's totally out of the question anyway!
I have no idea what's going on anymore! Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Well, I'm Bayeka.
Yeah! That's why we figured it had to be the real deal, and not some copycat killer or whatever.
There is one person. One person could have copied that. The Genocide Jack cases. Where are you, dude? You knew. You knew all about it!
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did
It's definitely a suspect.
Then the reason you pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because you wanted to pin the crime on her.
Now he's smart enough to know.
He rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it.
I think he's smart enough to know.
The adult book left
If it really was him, I don't think he would do it that way.
I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange. You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
There's a clear contradiction of just said. Was there? Need to make it clear to everyone.
A new element has been added to non-stop debates. Oh, okay. More Lambus bread. We're going to add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the left mouse button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phrase can only be shot once as a truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. You can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. Okay, I don't really know how I get these. When's the best time to flashback? Well, you'll just have to use your keen wits. I don't even remember how you get it. Was it left mouse button? I thought that shot the bullets. In this case though, I will say if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Okay, so I have to use it here. I can see us losing all our lives on this because I didn't understand any of that. Monokuma file 2 is all I've got. Right, so I need to remove that.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the
Okay.
girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Like I said, I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing here. Hearing Bakur's comment about Chihiro being a girl, I realise there's a clear contradiction there. I need to make that contradiction clear.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird...
Oh, what if she's a guy?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
Look at her face.
Absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distraction.
What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Okay.
So, you said Byakuya was acting. He was
Do I have
acting
to
weird.
memorize the yellow?
Check out the girls' locker room.
That's a natural reaction.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for
Victim
pointless
was
distractions.
Chihiro.
What's so strange about that?
You wish you'd taken me with you.
Hearing about being a girl, I realised there's a clear contradiction there. I need to...
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Shoot!
Like I say, I don't get this.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird.
Before we found the body. Oh yeah, he doesn't know it was Chihiro before we found the body, right?
Girls' locker room. You absolutely take it. That's a natural reaction for any guy.
The victim was Chihiro.
Right, okay, I'm with you now. Jeez, that's going to be hard to use later on. I'm not going to think to use that. Jesus.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
It's nothing to do with him. Like I said, I think this guy's too smart to do
You're
it.
not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The differences between this case and the other Genocide Jack murders. Evidence that proves Bayako is responsible is hidden in there? Question mark? What could it be? I really don't know. I don't think it's him. He's a suspect, but I didn't think it was him. Celeste's account was finding her.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I've never seen that rope before in my life.
Bullshit!
No, it's wrong. Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say...
Extension cord?
That extension cord? What? An extension cord?
How did the other people not see
Yuck.
this?
You've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
He's doing it again. Ooh, he's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya is the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
Well, have we?
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
There's something in there that concerns me. Sex checks the scene of the crime, the extension cord. Oh, so it was all part of your plan. I thought I knew this. Oh, I embarrassed myself in front of everyone. Ooh, because just now there is something. I'd help if I could see what he just said. Like, honestly. The scene of the crime. The extension cord. Well, that's the thing. He knew. Yeah. He knows what the scene of the crime looks like. Oh, for fuck's sake. What? That's what annoys... That doesn't make any sense. If he knows what the scenes of the crimes looks like, why would he not make it look like that? If these two are one and the fucking same. Oh my god, if it...
You say you killed Chihiro in the group, but are you sure about that?
How
Oh, really? I mean, I know...
What kind
Okay.
of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments,
I was
this
thinking
is
down
a
another
true
line.
letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, we've got a few pieces of evidence.
I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Baker had been so confident up till now. Never realised the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission. What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Well, we've got the coffee-stained carpet. And the posters as well. Which I think has got blood on it, so I think that's a bit more clear.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Yeah.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the
Gold
girls'
letters.
locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, That doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms.
The carpets.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it wasn't scrubbed away. It was moved.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
Busted.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too?
Yup.
But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker
To make it
room
look like
to
a
the
girl
other.
did it.
It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
What?
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
Oh, there's ways.
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device.
Yeah.
But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room.
She used Leon's.
She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Okay.
Really possible?
Okay, I think it's this one.
Could Chihiro
Probably.
really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer, after all.
Nope.
I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
Yeah.
She had that. She could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten
Well-
into the boys' locker room somehow?
It was broken, but I thought it might have worked when she used it.
Her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer, after
That would make sense, right?
I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
Leon's handbook. I think he's right though. I think it would maybe break afterwards.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. it says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just... wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Was killed in the girls' locker room, and Boke is really the one who did it? Really? Nah. I don't think so.
Hold on a second.
Ah, best girl's gonna save us.
I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait.
Can't just do that.
What do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Okay.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Okay. What have you got up your sleeve?
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place.
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time. Be sure to examine the entire body.
Examine her.
Is she a guy?
Like
Is she a guy? That would explain it. That's what her secret was. She was like, I don't want to tell you guys immediately, but I will when I know you better. Maybe she's a guy.
No, wait.
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just... based on...
Very well.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine, so just leave this to...
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing up.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this?
I think I got it. Whoa,
What
rage.
is it? Not possible. It's not possible. This girl is...
A boy! Whoa.
Is a boy!
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
guys didn't know? I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the...
Okay. What does that change?
I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial.
I mean, it explains why she was in the boys' locker room when she was killed. I'm going to refer to it as she, because that's obviously what they wanted. What does that change, though, other than the fact that she could have been in there?
Revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
These guys aren't living in 2019. This is not that crazy, to be honest.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no
Ouch.
issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
Yeah.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
No.
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
I think he set somebody up. I think he set somebody up to do it.
Because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder.
That's the bit that doesn't make most sense to me.
That's how I see it.
Him using the cord makes no
When
sense.
you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Wait, what?
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say?
Why would you try and frame the girl, though?
If it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
You're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Okay.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway,
The guy's
let's
just chilling.
discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
Tell you, Snake Boy's at the top of my list. I think it's a guy.
I got it!
Nobody else. Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in, and the Leon's is broken. The club would have had to use their own. I need to find some more clues. Celeste's account was her saying she was in the warehouse.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
No.
Sure, if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
We did.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
Bullshit!
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Like we know
Now
you
that
did.
you mention it, yes. I did see him.
Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder.
It's true. It is missing. Still missing.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when you said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I'd better get going. I'm in kind of a hurry. So he's meeting someone.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
I agree.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Ooh, what a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
I think so.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No, you already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Do I? Uh-oh.
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of.
Okay.
Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that?
The blue track jacket.
You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
Why? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say. But fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Okay. Okay, I'm really not sure where they're going with this. Blue track jacket. Disappearing stain, library desk lamp, Celeste's account.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Because exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it? First of all, we know where Chihiro was heading. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because
He picked that
it
tracksuit.
matched the one the culprit was
It
wearing.
matches the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Do I have to
My
like...
tracksuit is black.
My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Because exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help
I don't
us
know what I'm
get
supposed to
closer
say here.
figuring
I
out
don't get it.
Who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he
No.
just said without even realizing it?
No, I don't get where you're going with this at all.
First of all,
I don't know if I'm supposed to use this.
He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it!
Like, what? I hate this. I just have no idea where they're going with this at all. Some stocking clothes in a duffel bag. Presumably she was on her way to exercise, but the clothes were not found at the crime scene. Or the bag, which is very fucking... Celeste had not told anyone other than Makoto about this encounter. Ugh, I feel stupid. I feel really stupid.
The one the culprit was wearing.
Really? How do you know that?
What you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even reading.
I really don't get where they're going at this. I feel really stupid.
He was on his way to go exercise.
I feel like I'm supposed to use this thing, but I don't really know how to use it properly.
Why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
So I think it's something the Snake Man is saying. Something the gang guy is saying, but I don't know what I'm supposed to refute on.
First of all, we know where Chihiro. He was on his way. So next, why did he choose?
What do you mean?
I got it! It matched the one the culprit.
So, what
What
you're
he's saying
saying
is...
the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Shoot!
The same blue tracksuit as him.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was.
I don't know what you fucking want.
So next we have to ask.
Oh, I'm so stupid as hell.
Why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Right, let's just see if there even is a black tracksuit. I'm going to try and say, whoa.
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? First of all,
Are there no black tracksuits?
he was on his way to go exercise.
Fuck
So
knows.
next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
Why would he pick blue?
So,
Does it
what
matter?
you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't get it. I feel so stupid.
Shoot!
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even...
I don't have the answer. I fucking don't. Oh. Makoto's the killer. Ridiculous.
I refuse to give up yet.
I still have nowhere near right idea. I feel really fucking stupid. I don't get why it matters. It's like he picked up a blue tracksuit. Okay. You could have picked any tracksuit. Why did you pick that specific one? I don't get what any of those people are saying is like a contradiction of that.
We know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
Yes, potentially.
So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
Why? What? Like what? That statement doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. It matched the one the culprit. He picked it because it matches the one the culprit was wearing. Heh.
So,
I can't refute that though.
The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
Killer is wearing the same blue tracksuit as him.
This exercising sucks.
I don't.
I have a white tracksuit.
How do we fucking know what the killer was wearing?
Got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Just because it's missing?
That really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
I don't know. I'm getting kind of annoyed.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go
So next bit, why did he choose?
What do you mean?
I got it! It matched the one...
So, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
Shoot!
Great.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
He was on his way to... So next bit, why did he choose?
What do you mean?
I got it! It matched the one...
So, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit.
No, that's wrong.
Why does Celeste account break this?
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said... She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What?
You just...
Hey, Celeste. What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was...
It's so annoying. They've told us about 80 times it's blue.
Did you tell anyone
But we're
that?
supposed to remember the testimony she gave didn't mention it was blue. It's fucking bullshit.
Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit
Without
was?
any sort of hint about, like, this is what she said.
I'm sure he saw the clothes
I feel
at some
stupid,
point in
but
the
still.
investigation.
That was unfair.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
Cherry?
Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She put it back in the bag. I'm raging. So, like, in the evidence that we use there, it says it seems she's stuffing some blue exercise clothes into her duffel bag, right? That is the testimony she's given. And the answer was blue wasn't in her testimony. Like, she never said the colour of the duffel bag. She never said the colour of the clothes were blue in the testimony. Well, fucking right there. So, I was supposed to remember that the words she said when she was talking about it to the rest of the group, she never mentioned a colour. Not fucking cool. Raging.
When Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However,
she's awesome.
Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
So did I.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
The way he talked. Because I hate him. The way he was acting, the way he talked.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happen to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
Oh, wow.
Notice such a tiny detail?
I missed that.
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah, he would never do something like that. This is a false accusation.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come.
Oh yeah, his
That's
evidence.
what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
If this is gonna be a troll, it'll be funny.
Actually, no. Now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
What? You just had that fucking lying around.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed.
Why didn't you bring this forward
I was
then?
totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
You can't just break them though. There's something that's causing them to turn off.
Handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right, they're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
Hitting its weak by exploiting a bug, by hitting its weak point. They did talk about that, didn't they?
I got it!
He did mention about a weak point.
Before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
True.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
Fair.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break! I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor
Floor
of the sauna. The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway,
well, there
if
you go.
found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Also, why is Leon's broken like that?
Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
Like a
What
competition?
if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke?
Because he was fully clothed when he went in.
They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I do.
I might know someone who did.
Yeah.
Whoa! Seriously? I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Mondo. Select someone. Where are you, Mondo? Busted.
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember?
Yeah, that happened, by the way. It was ridiculous.
And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
Maybe he tested it with Leon's.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
Proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Did I? Something that proves that he put card reader, Ari's account, Genocide Jack's file, Chihiro's handbook.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Does it?
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
I need to have a look at
Makoto's
this.
assertion.
Mondo's account, card reader. To unlock, you need to swipe. One of the e-handbooks found in the main hall has been broken, which is apparently a rare occurrence. Junko's and Sayaka's it is assumed that the broken handbook is Leon's. Right, it's actually his. And however, Monokuma claims it's very unlikely that Leon's handbook would have been broken. It's this one.
If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Bullshit! Bullshit! Got him.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Oh, no. Explain again, Bakura.
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit, but no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so.
Just show us the
To
book.
admit I made a mistake, but
Son of a bitch. What's
Just
wrong, bro? Come on, Tell him he's wrong. You are wrong. You have to be wrong. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way...
Okay, closing arguments.
Clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Okay, closing argument time. I can take more time with this. Okay, so she was in the warehouse. She got spotted by Celeste. Then Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse with a duffel bag and took... I think this is Celeste's finger here, so it could be the blue jacket. Is that the ball? The glass ball from the last case. So I think she saw the blue jacket. And she said goodbye. There is something everyone has that you need to get into the locker rooms. So key card, probably. Which locker room did Chihiro go into? The boys. Is there a boys' door? I'm pretty sure that's the boys' locker room. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so when the handbook got thrown into the sauna room, what happened to it? It broke, I guess. I don't really see anything here that links that up at all. It's just dead, right? I really don't know the answer to that. That is weird to me. Where did the killer go after they were done? Probably into the pool room. What did he use to disguise what had happened? So he did that, and then he wrote the blood on the walls, I guess. Which is really a weird thing to do. So he just clonked him in the head in the boys' room. Splattered onto the poster. Who the killer was. guess that's going into the boys' room. To disguise the truth, the killer switched around the carpet as well as something else, the posters. Which locker room did the killer move to? The girls. Killer took something from the other locker room and switched it in place of the crime. Oh my god, they're like the same picture. They're the same picture! To disguise the Jew, switched around the carpet as well as something else. I'm gonna say that one goes there then. The killer took something from and switched it in place of the crime. Ugh. I feel like they could be one and the same. That follows. Scanned to get in. She went in, got bashed in the back of the head. He took the poster off. He went into the girls' room, put the poster back on. Is there anything of him taking the carpet? I guess not. Oops! Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that.
First, let's take a look back.
We'll just have to deal with it. Oh, I was meant to inspect.
Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste?
Bye.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really
a he.
Which is why he was able to use his own handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from.
What a bastard.
It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster.
These unplanned murders.
And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course. But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated.
Which is really weird. Like, really weird.
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
Why was he trying to throw her under the bus? I'm not sure.
And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade,
My last one. I don't think my last one's right.
the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook.
I knew that last one was wrong. I was trying to find out which one the right one was. So, it's what happened when the handbook got thrown into the room. What happened to it? It just died. I'm guessing it's this one. It stopped working, right?
The killer is you! And around the same time that Byakuya
I didn't mean to click that one through.
there, they planned to destroy. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Arata?
Why'd you do it, man? Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it, dude?
No, this can't be right. Where's your evidence? Yeah, where's your evidence? You need evidence. You need proof. Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him.
The bromance defense. His handbook. A new element has been added to bullet time battles. God, what now? During a bullet time battle, if you press the space key, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. So you can push right mouse, left mouse, right mouse, left mouse, however you want to destroy the opponent's stuff. This only lasts until your focus meter runs out. Okay. And you got access to the special time power, right? So we've also prepared something called nega time that your opponent can use. If the opponent activates nega time during the battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate two team at this point, it wouldn't matter because I'd hit them all anyway. I can't remember how this works again, but fuck, we'll do the best.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence.
Let's do it.
I won't listen. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. You're corrupt. I refuse to vote. I refute you. False. You're corrupt. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. Show me some evidence.
This should prove it.
This should prove it. Show us the book, man.
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
Why'd you do it, man?
Do that.
Why'd you do it?
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
But why? Hey, an A. Even with those sweet ass mistakes.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with.
But why'd you do it,
Ask
dude?
for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your
Like, he had the
lever
opportunity,
and
I just,
give it a yank.
I guess he just took it, but...
Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
I'm pretty sure we got him.
What's it gonna be?
I'm excited for a a murder that's actually a bit more premeditated, to be honest. Both of these seem real spur of the moment things.
What?
You got it right again. Why'd you do it, dude?
Unbelievable.
Oh, Taka chose the wrong answer. Very close to the danger zone. Needs to be more careful. Well, man, he just couldn't believe his bro did it.
Sorry.
What is...
Now then. Actually...
Story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men who doesn't really want to hear it. You can press control to give in extreme euphoria regarding his own lack of strength. Let's remember, he couldn't overcome his weakness. That is his way out. No, nobody will say anything, even though you're a boy. No matter how tightly he wrapped himself in that shell, the infuriating complex not so easily weeded out.
Weak.
Here at the school, we had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, the world of survival of the fittest. And now it's the revealing of the embarrassing truth, which of course included Chikira's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chikira is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out. If that was revealed, it would be the end.
What?
I'm sorry. But...
Maybe I can talk about it later. I remembered that. After I tried my best to become, I was trying to tell everyone.
That's right. I want to change.
You know you're a boy. Begin exercising, he was prepared to retrain his mind and body. Sadly, that would be the first and only chance he'd get at it.
Hey,
He decided to start exercising. He thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. That's why I suspected the snake guy to start with, was that he seemed like he'd be willing to help.
Yeah, that's right.
Manly promises were, all that stuff, yeah.
uh-huh.
Yep.
Correct.
That's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' one.
Certainly.
I thought that was, honestly, but yeah. Keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro.
Because...
Yeah, I mean, I just saw that as him just trying to protect himself from being caught, but okay. This guy's losing it.
I knew it.
So yeah, what's his secret? That's why it was unplanned, because it literally happened at night. Yeah, because I was saying, like, there's no way this was premeditated. But it looked it after what Bakura did to the scene.
You're wrong! Don't make me repeat myself.
Hey,
Ooh. The reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Dyer that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. This is cold, man. Like, revealing his secret before you execute him. That's like extra mean. I started to think about how he'd have to take over the gang from his brother someday. His brother's greatness, reputation. Kid's gonna take over for Dyer, huh? Dyer created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Could someone like that really be our leader?
I just... Don't fuck with me.
Crazy Diamond. Okay. No. Promise between men. Interesting. So that's why he did it. It was such a poorly conceived plan though, because I mean, if you get caught, you just die. He didn't think about his murder at all.
I just...
I'm sorry. Huh? But I want to change.
You piece of...
You piece of...
What? What?
Huh?
What?
No! What's...
Damn you!
I just...
Yeah, that's right. You son of a bitch!
Oh wow. Just said the wrong thing, the wrong time. These crimes of passion, hey? We haven't even got to the premeditated stuff yet.
I killed Chihiro, even after all this time. I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Yep.
It's time for the punishing.
It can't be.
Well now, well now, well now, well now.
It's got to be something involving motorcycles, isn't it?
Ridiculous.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment. Let's give it everything we've got.
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Yep, motorcycle. Cage of death. What the fuck? What? That didn't even make any sense. That's crazy. He turned him into butter. This dude's gonna not make it, is he?
What is this?
Naturally.
Hey. However,
Yeah, man. What the fuck did you bother with that for? It's in the library as usual, so you know the nighttime rule too. Yeah, because it's a stupid rule.
There is nothing to be done.
I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. He was such a fool. I didn't even have the slightest idea I'd seen him.
That's right.
If it'd been the end of it, how boring would that have been? Alright, so this guy's just trolling. Interesting. But why would you try and pin the murder on the girl? Again, just to make things interesting or to highlight the fact that she's a killer?
I see.
But
If we hadn't figured it out, we'd all be dead. I suppose, yeah.
Interesting.
Once I do decide to become who Blackhead, I know who to look out for. It's her and me.
Indeed.
She definitely seems like the smartest one in the room.
Hey.
What's this?
Hmm?
You.
The last one was a bit lame. And we talked about this last time, didn't we? Is this some sort of like TV show or something?
What the heck? Damn it! Ooh, how exciting!
That's enough.
Complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you, understand?
In the name of my family.
You're getting all riled up!
No trash pops. Hmm. Was the worst kind of despair.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now, so just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see. As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away! Ooh, my, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but... Super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied! Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Interesting. So somebody is talking to Monokuma, and there's a 16th person that he knows about. Rip 2 more people. Well, that's the end of case 2. That was a pretty long trial. Oh, it goes jacket. Grim. That was a pretty long trial, but yeah, it was pretty interesting. I can't say I called some of that stuff, but I feel like we got the main gist of it. There was that one quip in the middle of it, which I was pretty annoyed about, because that didn't really hold. It didn't really make sense. It didn't match the rest of the sort of questions we've had before. But yeah, it was good. Okay, that's the end of chapter 2. So I will see you guys in the next episode, where we'll do case 3. I guess we'll chill out for a bit, and then I guess somebody will die, as per the game. So thanks for joining me, guys. I'll see you next time.